What's happening? Green Hill Radio, New World Order News. Welcome to another exciting episode. I mentioned in a post a while back that I had gotten something cool. Speaking of methylene blue, which came up in my last video, little reaction to the Joe Rogan Liver King situation going on there. I've got I didn't mention in my last video, I didn't think of it, should have thought of it and mentioned it. There's, I guess, liquid Adderall that turns your mouth blue when you drink it. So it's possible, people in the comment sections saying that it was that he's on methylene blue and that's what's causing him to, and everybody's saying he's having a full-on psychotic mental breakdown, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, he's a bit out there, but did we totally forget the whole Jake Paul Mike Tyson thing? Like, Jake Paul challenging Mike Tyson to a fight? Like, this isn't, like, I mean, I guess he tried to break through the barricade of some event that Joe Rogan was at, but like all the videos that I've seen of people reacting to him talking, and they're like, he's having a full-on psychotic breakdown, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, he's relatively calm in all those videos, even the one where he's standing there holding a couple of fucking gold-plated guns. He's not, like, you know, going super fucking crazy. But that video where he ran up with a bunch of energy to the camera, and he was like, you know, Joe, we don't have to keep on making videos, right? And his mouth was all blue. That might have been that liquid Adderall shit. Because, you know, you gotta fucking, like I was saying in my previous video, you gotta fucking full-on, like, be dropping whole droppers of that shit in your mouth to get your mouth to turn blue like that. That's crazy. But, anyways, so I've got my lovely glass of water here. We're gonna fucking hit that up with a nice splashing, a good, thick, healthy dose. That was like fucking 6 drops. And, this one that I've got is from a friend of mine. I did not get, he already had it. One of my friends just, real awake, was already doing the research on this stuff. And, I brought it up to him in conversation. Oh, have you heard of this stuff? This methyl blue 40 shit. And he was like, oh, yeah, actually, I happen to have some. I was like, what? You know, so I had made previous videos of, I had one video previously made of when the methylene blue first showed up on the scene, of me kind of, like, reacting to it. Basically, in the video, I had a couple of my friends that I was just, you know, shooting the shit with, and I had probably been saying this for, like, I mentioned it a few times over the course of, like, 6 months before methylene blue started showing up on the scene. Oh my god. I'm so glad I'm not directly uploading these fucking videos to BitChute or Facebook anymore. It's so nice to be looking at that fucking minute counter up at the top of my screen here and not thinking to myself, oh, I gotta rush along and hurry along because I can only record 10 minutes of shit for Facebook, and freaking BitChute won't upload more than 10 minutes off of a phone. Oh, that is a healthy, thick fucking glass of methyl blue 40 right there. So, I think it was like last month I made my original video. I had said to a friend, you know, I'm getting sort of like into my speculatory territory of conspiracy theory speculation here. Just in that I've covered a lot of stuff, so now I guess my mouth turning blue even with it that dark. Maybe a little, I don't know. But I've covered a lot of shit. So I'm like, you know, let me delve into some of my own speculatory conspiracy stuff. And as I've covered a lot of shit, I've heard a lot of shit that's practically crazier than my own personal theories about stuff. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just throw this out here. Since we're talking so much about, in the truth movement space, since we're talking so much about frickin' movies and TV shows and the truth being hidden in plain sight, I was sitting there speculating, and I go to myself, you know, I'm a gamer. I think to myself, now, Shepard, fucking Captain America, Shepard from Mass Effect, Captain America, and Master Chief. And I remember being a kid watching, I think it was the trailer for like ODST. It's hard to find. It was on TV as an ad. And they show a bunch of Spartans in the process of being made. They're outside in a big courtyard, and there's like some pillars, and all these pillars are sort of like the Captain America device there, the little pod he gets in, but they're monolithic in their appearance, and they get a blue shit injection. Captain America gets a blue shit injection. And I didn't even know this at the time. And Shepard from Mass Effect and Mass Effect 2 gets a blue shit injection that revitalizes all of his cells and everything. So, I didn't even know this when I made my original video. I thought you only drank the stuff. Like, I didn't even know what it was. I was just like, you know, I've been speculating about this for a while now. Just saying, huh, it's kind of funny since we're talking about this shit. And then I seen that fucking clip. You know, like a lot of videos I should upload sooner, like that one. But I don't, because I'm like, well, this is just wild speculation. And then I see that fucking clip of Mel Gibson mentioning it on Joe Rogan, and I'm like, alright, I'm gonna just say fuck it and upload it. It would have been sweet if I had just fucking, you know, been like, alright. I mean, that's the kind of thing that Alex Jones mentions all the time, is you just gotta take the flying leap when it comes to these kind of, whatever you want to call it, you know, God, the perfect timing, the celestial trajectory, the fucking, coincidence, the force, a feeling in the force, whatever you want to call it, the universe talking to you. And I've had that happen on multiple occasions. Like, it was real funny. I remember I started playing Max Payne 2 for the first fucking time. Well, I played it a little bit as a kid, but I got stuck really early in the game. But I started, you know, my quest to beat Max Payne 2 on the PlayStation 2 for the first time. I think it was like halfway through the game, there's a cutscene where they start talking about this group of Freemasons called the Council that run the government. And it wasn't too deeply embedded in the game's story, but it was there, and I fucking screenshotted that shit. And I think I had the screenshots even post like in my photo gallery for a minute before I posted them. And so then I go and post them, and lo and behold, the next day, watching the Alex Jones show, he's talking about this group of Freemasons. He's talking about the council, this group of unelected, a council that that fucking, and if you scroll back in the photo gallery of Green Hill Radio and find those Max Payne posts, then I'm pretty sure you can figure out from there by looking at the date which episode of the Alex Jones show he started mentioning the council. But it's that kind of shit where, like, I don't know what you want to call it. There's like you know, and Alex mentions cutting out alcohol completely because, and the way he puts it is funny. He's like, God's like if you drink too much, the signal doesn't get through and you're fucking up your timing. You're not synced up. Our atomic clocks here. You're fucking up the timing, yeah. And I don't know, I kinda agree with that in a way. But mainly I would advise, just on the bare, like, minimum, that I wouldn't drink at the same, I wouldn't drink in, like, the same week as drinking this methyl blue shit. This is the random brand that I got off my friend here. We're planning on getting the Alex Jones version next. I've had the Survival Shield iodine before. That shit is great. Swear to God, like that shit is great. But yeah, so this is just my little sort of reaction video, and wanted to get that little tidbit there, that there is, like, Adderall, liquid Adderall, that'll turn your frickin' mouth blue. So who knows, maybe that's what Liver King was taking there, why he's so hyped up. But yeah, reason why I say I would cut out alcohol like a week in advance, at least for me, I cut out alcohol. Like, I drank a couple of cups of the stuff with my friend just to sample it, and I was like, yeah, this is actually pretty good. Fucking, like, and I was hungover the day that I did it. I just happened to bump into him, and I was like, oh. And we had the conversation, and he was like, oh, I got the stuff. And I was like, can I try some? Bada bing, bada boom. And there you go. But I was hung the fuck over, right? Now, so I wouldn't advise drinking it in any, you know, people say, there are people that say they don't get hungover, but you do. You're hungover. You know, you're sluggish. You're fucking, you know, there's a whole lot of little effects, but you're sluggish. You're not 100% there. I don't give a fuck who you are, what you say. So I wouldn't want to be lagging and hungover with a shit ton of fucking energy. And that's where, like, I don't want to be hungover in the morning and then fucking be like, with a fuck ton of coffee in my system. So, of course, but this, leading into that, this is a bit different from coffee. It's a bit different from coffee. Like, if you're tired, like, and one of my friends that tried it, he put it in a good way. He said, yeah, I took it, and I went right to sleep, because I was already tired that day, but when I woke up in the morning, I woke up, like, roaring and fucking ready to go, but I didn't have work that day, so I was, like, fucked, and just kind of sat in my room, worked out a bit. So, when you drink a cup of this shit, like, you'll get that boost of energy, because it's not like caffeine. It's not tricking you into thinking that you're not tired. It's speeding up the process in which your cells clean themselves out. So if you're already tired and don't have any energy, well, your cells can clean themselves out and process the energy that you don't have as efficiently as possible, it's not going to make you not tired, you know? But when you wake up in the morning, you'll feel like somebody put some fucking octane boost in your gas tank, for real. So, I'm here, back drinking the stuff again. Maybe you combined it with a little melatonin on a day like today when I drink such a fucking thick, you know, at the end of the day you pop a couple of melatonin, because it will get you, I would say, you know, I don't know. There's all kinds of shit on YouTube. Fuck it. I mean, I've done a little nose candy before in my life. I would say when you drink a lot of it, it's kind of close to that without any of the negative effects, like jitters or heart racing or no appetite or any of the stuff. Like, I'm trying to, like, phrase this. It's like a cleaner energy than a cup of coffee. Like, if you were to say other stimulants that simply trick you in your body are a dirty energy, and that's why you feel so shit the next day. I mean, me personally, I love fucking waking up in the morning in that fucking smoked a bunch of weed and drank too much coffee and stayed up too fucking late fog. But if you want to snap yourself out of that real quick, but yeah, I don't notice. I mean, everybody gets a bit fucking loopy when they've stayed awake too long, and then there's the pressure of being a guy like the Liver King and trying to stay relevant and shit. That's basically what I said in my video, that it's a, you've seen the Joe Rogan, I mean the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul fight, and was like, I could clout chase like that. Who can I challenge that would be believable enough that people might get excited for? I don't think Sylvester Stallone would even entertain it. Or, and you know what I mean? Like, who is in Liver King's bracket of dude? I'm just trying to think, you know, other than Joe Rogan, right? So, Joe Rogan. But, yeah, I don't notice any, hold on, somebody knocking on my door. Little interruption there, it's all good. One of the friends knocking at the door. Listen, what was I saying? Yeah, like, it's pretty jitter-free. Like, if I had drank this much of a fucking cup of coffee, of instant coffee, I'd be all over the place right now. This fast, like, I mean, it takes a while to kick in, too, but it doesn't hit you with that. Like, when you're tired at the end of a day, and you've been working out or whatever, doing a bunch of stuff, like, and you're drinking a bunch of methylene blue, and it's getting time to go to sleep, and you actually do fall asleep all right, like you know that you're just naturally tired. It allows you to use the energy potential that you have in you more efficiently. And it's interesting, the part about it helping your brain process sugar more efficiently, and they mentioned that in the InfoWars ads for the stuff, talking about chess players, how they burn something like 4,000 calories in a fucking chess match just thinking really hard. Imagine that. Got a six-pack on my brain. That's what fucking those ripples are. If you're a smooth brain, you don't have brain abs. But, I posted a long time ago, like years ago, a short that said that very same thing. And I was looking at the time, I was just noticing, like, if you look at all the fucking gamers that I post on my group, and I look at the average gamer that I know, it really actually isn't that common for them to be super fat. You look at, like, esports and gamers on YouTube, for the most part, they're not fat. More often than not, they're skinny like me, or fucking Asmongold, or Moist Critical, or you just go down the fucking list. Angry Video Game Nerd isn't fat. Angry Joe isn't exactly fat. You got a little chub there. He could do with doing some angry sit-ups and getting an angry six-pack. But, you know, Yahtzee Croshaw, 0 punctuation, he isn't fat. Cutie Pie, name a fat gamer. You can name a dozen skinny ones before you can name a fat one. There's that one guy with the keyboard smashing. Forget his name. He's got the beard. The big fat guy. And there's the guy that everybody makes those memes about, where your phone is crushing your hand on the floor because he's so fat. Forget his name too. Damn. But you see what I'm saying. It'll probably, there goes the stomach grumbling, getting ready to eat. Those names will pop up to me like 20 minutes from now after I've stopped recording the video. Got the New Vegas going here. Screens all fucking, shades all fucking destroyed over there. Stay tuned for the, about to get on those final New Vegas videos. So go over to Gamers Theory 101 and subscribe. Check those out. Yeah, you know, and I was saying, the little, like, short, the reel that I posted, when I mentioned getting some cool shit, I didn't mention what the cool shit was. But when I mentioned it, it was like a Helldivers short of a guy who just got an upgrade or whatever, and it said slight budget increase, and he was bombing the hell out of the enemy. And, you know, I just had, like, the thought, I mean, I am not by any means rich or anything. I'm fucking, shoestring budget over here like everybody else, trying to make it through the fucking month. But I would like to get more cool shit more often. Frickin', and do more videos like this, sampling stuff. What's really at the forefront of my mind, because it was like ages ago now, not that long ago, but it was a while ago now, that I made all the posts about it, the DMT laser experiment, you know? And the way I want to do it is a bit different. I don't want to just have like one little strip of a laser going across the wall that you gotta fucking squint at. There are different ways I can think of, if I had enough money and took a trip to Home Depot, where I could cover a large space of a wall in a laser. I want a big fucking square. I want like a window sized area of straight fucking laser that you can just gawk at. And haven't seen anybody do it yet. But at that point, if you got a big-ass, window-sized area covered in straight laser, perhaps, and so this stuff has permanence. It stays in the same spot, the shit that you see when you do this. I'm not exactly finna go buy a bunch of DMT pins and run down to Home Depot right now. I don't got the money for that. I got other shit I gotta do. But it's in the plans there. Now I haven't seen anybody do this, but the idea that I have is, since the stuff has permanence and it doesn't move and it's kind of stationary, well, you can carry this little assembly that I want to assemble around and fucking, you know, look at all the various surfaces in your house, go outside with the thing, and better yet, since it's a big surface area, I want to trace the code or whatever you want to call it that people see when they do this. And I wonder if you put a piece of paper, if you have the wall, right, and you're shining the laser on the wall and looking at it, and you put a piece of paper on the wall, does the piece of paper have its own code? Are you going to see something different? Or is it, right? Like, I'm thinking that the piece of paper would probably have its own code. But I just mean, like, physically with a marker on the wall, I would write, you know, even tracing paper, I would imagine, would have its own code, and it wouldn't, like, this is an interesting thing I want to do all kinds of experimenting with, and I just don't like the, I don't know if it's some kind of thing where the content is like, you know, members only type shit on Patreon or something, but there's very few good videos. Like, the videos that there are really compelling, but there's not too much good deep dive experimentation that you get to watch on this whole DMT laser thing. So yeah, I'm absolutely fascinated by that. That is like a #1 thing that I would love to fucking do, is get that whole setup set up. So I got another video on the methylene blue to make coming up, so subscribe, you know, all the usual YouTube BS, and stay tuned for that. It's going to be an interesting one. I've got a different take on the whole methylene blue situation than somebody else who I guess took a totally different route and take, but it's gonna be pretty interesting, I assure you. So subscribe, check it out, go over to Gamers Theory 101, freaking subscribe there. Got some New Vegas videos. I got some videos in the preparedness and New World Order news genre, in the Gamers Theory 101 playlist there, that I think I'll save over to a playlist on here, or re-record and like screen record them and upload them over here. There's like a handful of them, like 10 or 12. And I'm transferring all the What I'm Listening To playlist songs. I got like 500 to 600 songs to it's a lot of pressing the fucking buttons here on YouTube, but to switch over to this channel. So got my full plate of work cut out for me here. So check out Green Hill Radio, New World Order News, get in on the group to see all the sort of contextual, you know, this is the 30,000 foot view, but if you really want to dive deeper into all the stuff going on, you go in on the group and you can get all the kind of contextual background shit to the stuff I say in these videos. These are more like the bird's eye view breakdowns on stuff. Alright guys, peace.